What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So today I'm coming to you with a ball review of the new Fantasy Daze solid reactive bowling ball from Swag. You know, I did have a chance to throw this a little bit last night in League on Fresh, and it was very impressive. Down lane, it allowed me to really control my entry into the pocket. I had a chance to throw it on the transition after League last night, and it was even more impressive. So what we've got out there right now is a slightly burned up League shot from this morning's Senior League, so it should be, you know, a decent test for the ball. I'm going to compare it to my original Fantasy. I'm also going to compare it to my Fantasy Star and also to the Big Bro Galaxy. Those are the balls that have similarities across them. So anyway, we're going to get started with this. Okay guys, so if you're wondering, I do have these bowling balls laid out the exact same way. My original Fantasy is laid out 4x4x2. The big difference here is this ball has a different cover stock compared to the new Fantasy Daze. It's a little bit of an older cover stock, a little bit stronger cover stock. So anyway, that's a big difference there, and it's also sanded at 2000 grit. Fantasy Daze obviously is laid out 4x4x2. Out of box surface on this is 3000 grit, so for me that's going to be at a 4000 grit surface true cut, which is what I've got it at right now. And then over here we've got the Fantasy Star. Again, it's laid out 4x4x2. The PAP on this ball was a little bit different when I had it drilled, so that's why the layout looks so much different. Anyway, the cover stock on this ball is the same as the Fantasy Daze. Same core as all three balls, so it's going to be cleaner and a little bit more down lane compared to the Fantasy Daze, which it should be. And then lastly, the Big Bro Galaxy. Now the Galaxy, the reason I have this along is because it's got the same cover as the Daze and the Star, but it's got a big, strong asymmetric core on the inside of the ball. So it's going to give us that same clean cover that the Daze has, just a stronger overall shape due to the asymmetric core that's in the ball. Obviously, the strongest out of all four of these bowling balls is going to be the original Fantasy. With the surface that it's got on the cover stock, combined with the core and the cover that it has, we should see some pretty decent motion out of that compared to the Fantasy Daze. Now, as far as the core stats and everything on all four of these bowling balls, I'll go ahead and put up the information for each ball as I throw it so you guys can see that. But essentially, this ball here has the lowest RG and has I think the highest differential. The closest to this Fantasy is going to be the Big Bro Galaxy. The next step down is going to be actually the Fantasy Star and the Fantasy Daze. The Star is a little bit more down lane compared to the Daze as far as the stats are concerned. Okay guys, so to get started here with the Fantasy Daze, what we're going to do is obviously stay behind the bowling ball and try and play square to angles. So I'm going to be, probably standing about 20 on the approach, looking just left the second arrow. We'll see how it reacts up the back of the ball. I got around that one a little bit. I need to get more behind it, but as you can see, it's definitely more down lane. It gets to the front part of the lane very clean. Try that again. That shot was much better. I was more behind the ball. I hit my target. I was looking right about 12 kilos. I got it over 12 out to about the break point. And you saw it had a lot of motion on the back. Now, out of box surface, it's 4000 grit true cut, 3000 grit Avalon. So, trying to square up your angles like that might not be the best thing to do at that surface. If it had a little bit more surface on it, you could probably make that work. But I'm going to move in a little bit since I made a decent shot from out there. I'm going to move a full zone left, and we're going to go for a left. good shot. As you can see, the motion of the pins is very strong, very continuous. I got it right at third arrow. I was standing about 25 on the approach with my feet. And I really didn't get around that one much. You know, I was actually more at the back of the ball than I was around the side of it. So that tells me that this ball really, really has some power to it. We're going to throw that again, see if I can repeat it. And that one actually I tugged in a little bit, so that was 650 euros and a little bit on the nose. Try it again. There we go, that one was better. I actually got that one a little bit more forward on the rotation than I wanted. The cool thing about this particular ball, this Fantasy Daze, is it's got our new outer core technology in it. So one of the things that's good about Swag bowling balls, at least all the newer ones, is it has this outer core technology that's called Elastic E. Now the Elastic E gives the cover stock a little bit of bounce to it. So when you impact the pins with a light hit like that, it really, really likes to make those pins basically flying hard. So, you know, I got behind that one a little bit more than I wanted to, rolled it forward, got that weak into the pocket shape, but because of that Elastic E outer cover, or outer core I should say, it really threw those pins and resulted in a strike. All right, we're gonna move in now. We're gonna get left of third arrow, and we'll see how this ball comes alive left of third arrow. I'm gonna start getting around a little bit. Wow, as you can see on those two shots, this ball really comes alive when you get left, get in the oil, and get around a little bit. I mean, I'm not even really around it that much. I would say at this point, I'm using my normal release, which is right around that 45-degree range rotation, so I like that. You know, the continuation through the pins is excellent. It drives really hard, even though it's more of a down lane ball. You know, what I like about this is it's not too clean through the front. It actually is hooking a little bit in front, so it's not like a hockey stick motion. It's more of that continuous shape, which is something that I really like. Okay, so we're going to move left some more. Right now, we're right in between third and fourth arrow. We're going to move right to fourth arrow. We'll see what happens here. Okay, that one was a really good shot. I think we're kind of getting to the limitations of this particular combination of core and gripper on this ball. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, it's quite a bit downwind, but because it's a solid ball, it's hooking in that front area, whereas a curl ball isn't going to hook in that front part of the lane usually. So it doesn't have the energy required to make that turn. I got around that one pretty good. You know, I felt like I was right around about 60 degrees. That's about my max rotation. And it just didn't quite cut it. It never got back to the pocket. So this ball looks like it would be great on the fresh. Control your entry into the pocket, you know. And as you start moving left and you get around a little bit, that's when it really starts to come along. We're going to throw a few comparison shots now. So like I showed you earlier, I've got my Fantasy Star, and my Galaxy with me. So we're going to throw some comparison shots to those other balls in the same parts of the lane so you guys can kind of see the differences. Okay, so we're going to start with the Fantasy Daze, and we're going to go with third arrow because that's really where I felt this ball kind of comes back for me. There was a good shot with the pins, just left the third arrow. Again, strong continuation through the pins. We're going to switch over to the Fantasy Solid. Now remember, this one's sanded at 2000 grit, so that's going to make a big difference on the ball reaction. But just pay attention to where the ball hooks and where it doesn't. As you can see, I got that in the same area at the arrows, and it slowed down way soon. Granted, that's more than likely because of the 2000 grit cover stock. We're going to move a little bit left off of that, and let's see if we can get this through the finish line. There you go. There's a good shot with the Fantasy. Again, 2000 grit on the cover. Same core, different cover stock, stronger cover stock, so you can really see that ball slow down a little bit, quite a bit earlier actually on the lane with the Fantasy Daze. And because of the early slowdown, we left the 10 pin. So, all right, we're going to use the Fantasy Star next. Oh boy, we caught it 4-9. That was a really good shot. You know, clean off my hand, swing release as I have used with the Daze and the Fantasy in those last few shots there. But you can definitely tell how much cleaner the Fantasy Star is as it scoots through pretty much almost the entire middle part of the lane before it bounces. It's more of a hockey stick motion to it, which is why we left the pocket 4-9. So, all right, let's throw a shot with the Galaxy. Remember, the Galaxy has the same cover as the Daze and the Fantasy Star. It just has a completely different core, big asymmetric core. So when we shoot through this ball, give us a kind of similar reaction to the Fantasy, except it's going to be pearl, so it'll be a little bit more bouncy on the back end. I felt like that was a really good shot. And as you can see there, it had more bounce on the back end. You know, that at that point, the Fantasy didn't quite make it back to the pocket far enough to get the pin out. It didn't really continue hard for the pins. The Galaxy, however, when it came off the spot, it came off hard enough that it carried the strike as opposed to the 10. You know, it still had that kind of bounce motion to it. It deflected a little bit. All right, there was one more shot with the Fantasy Daze just to compare to the last 3 balls that I threw. All right, guys, so there it is, the new Fantasy Daze from California Bowling, Swag brand. You know, like I said before, this ball is a powerhouse. It's definitely cleaner through the fronts compared to the Fantasy, not as clean as the Fantasy Star, and that back end shape is just what I think is great. You know, it's not hockey stick, at least for me. It's more of a continuous shape, and that is the type of shape that I usually shoot higher scores with, and you know, a lot of other bowlers usually like. If you're interested in the bowling ball, I've got a link to California Bowling in the description below. Let me know if you'd like to order one. I am staffed with the company, so I can get you one of these balls. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching the video today. Please do not forget to subscribe to my channel if you enjoy the content, and leave a like below, and we'll see you in the next one.